Hello there, today I will explain you how ballistic damage is calculated. Some buffs are multipliers, other ones are not. The most important point is the damage coefficient, that depends on damage we deal and resistance of our target. Every time I will use it to calculate numbers correctly. In the last video I didn't use this coef because my damage outcome was too high. My setup here has no buffs, and by default I use perks to be sneaky, and that is all. True hiker is by accident here. In general, I will test perks for stealth gameplay, like this one, covert operative. Mr. Sandman is another mystery, but I will show you how it works. Follow through is must-have legendary perk for stealth builds. Works as intended and has no problem with suppressor per card. I will use unmodded fixer with base damage on paper, 48. Everything will be calculated using this number. Damage buff will increase it, and every time the coef I was talking about will depend on increased number. Keep it in mind. Speaking of armor, I will use stealth suit, because I need to be sneaky. Today I will not use mutation adrenal reaction, no legendary mods and no chems. So get prepared to receive a whole bunch of overwhelming information. Well, sneaking doubles base number 48 and we multiply it by coef. That will be higher every time we add a new buff. No sneaking is base number multiplied by coef. On your right you can see how these coefs are calculated. Damage resistance of Papa Hulk is 150 and you can check it using awareness per card. Basically, one shot that deals 200 damage is stronger than two shots that deal 100 damage each. Let's equip rifleman perks, and the damage now is calculated as a sum of buffs multiplied by 48 and coef. Now tricky Mr. Sandman. It is a multiplier of sneak damage but additive, meaning another plus 100% or 48 damage. If I remove rifleman, it will be 48 multiplied by 3. And of course coef. Now let's add bloody mess and get rifleman back. It adds only 15% to the sum of buffs, and if your damage sucks, it will not change a lot. Useless for new players. And now follow through. This one is another damage multiplier, but it multiplies everything. With just sneaking, it multiplies everything by 1.4. But let's add rifleman and check. So now we have a sum of two buffs, coef and follow through as multiplier. Ah yes, just in case it works with the second shot and further. Let's equip bloody mess and then covert operative. Covert operative isn't a multiplier as I understood, it just adds another 50% and it is not affected by Mr. Sandman. Just in case I remember that it was before, but now I don't see it working. If I add tenderizer and small guns bubblehead, I will get a whole bunch of numbers to operate with. Well, tenderizer and follow through are damage multipliers. Bubblehead is additive, and only this way I could get damage numbers you see here. For both cases the coef is different. If you multiply 120 by 1.4 and then 1.1 or the sum of these numbers like 1.5, you will never ever get 217. But if your damage is way bigger than damage resistance, the coef will be like 0.99. And in this case, yes. That is why in the last video I understood that taking one for the team is multiplier, because in both cases the coef was the same. I hope I explained you well how ballistic damage calculation works in this game. Ask me in the comment section for details. Otherwise, just make a comment to help me out with this video. If I'm wrong somewhere, I will make an update. Support me if you can, leave a like, a comment as I just asked you. Sub my channel if it is okay for you. Oh, thank you for watching. I will see you later.